Are we good? Am I good to start?
We're good.
Cool. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you for having me, guys. I'm so excited. I'll give you a little bit of background on me. Kerri covered most of it, but yeah. So I started coaching. I signed up actually in February of 2015 when I was a first-year teacher. Signed up when I was 22 years, or was I 21? I was either 21 or 22. And I was a first-year, first-grade teacher. And it was like everything teaching was like everything I ever thought it was going to be. For me, it was like I grew up wanting to be a teacher. I wanted to be an elementary school teacher. I taught my mentally challenged uncle how to read, and my entire life I just wanted to lead people. I wanted to be a reading specialist. Actually, I'm a certified reading specialist. I just graduated with my master's. But that was just what I wanted to do. And my whole life I planned for it and I prepped for it. And I got in my first year of teaching, and my first couple months were awesome. I was kind of like the gold star winner. The principal loved me. I was, rated with really high scores. I was kind of on my high horse for the first year. And I let teaching define me. I gained a crap ton of weight. I was pushing 200 pounds, which for me was very heavy for me. I was always pretty heavy, but I lost a lot of weight before I moved to Maryland, where I'm now living. And I just let teaching define me, and that wasn't something that I wanted. And I'm actually reading the book, Design Your Life right now. And it's talking about everything I planned and I prepped for teaching. And then I finally got into it and I was like, is this it? Is this, so I'm just a teacher now? I didn't live my life anymore. I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't present in my relationship. I was living in my boyfriend's parents' basement. I was just really unhappy. So I had a childhood friend reach out to me. Her name was Caitlin Brownell. And she looked amazing. She was she came in, I remember I was laying in my bed. I used to go to bed at 8 o'clock at night, and I still do sometimes, but I was scrolling through my news feed and her before and after showed up, and I was like, oh my God, Caitlin, sign me up right now, take my money. And then she told me it was $140. I was like, nope, pull my money back, can't do it right now. And I could have, and I should have done it then. But week after week, I said, next Friday I get paid, next Friday I get paid. And after 3 weeks of her following up with me, I was like, let's do it. Fine, let's do it. It was a 21-day fix, fell in love with my first month. Next month, signed up to be a coach. And then the rest is just history for me. And I kind of just dove right in. I think, and I kind of have to think back to my journey as how I got started. And the most successful coaches on my team are the ones who fall in love with their journey. And for me, that's where I started. And about September of 2015, I lost sight of that. I lost sight of what us coaches do it for. And probably September through December, I was just going through the motions. I wasn't helping people. I didn't remember that I, was doing it for something bigger than myself. And it was all successful points to me. So I really had to find myself back at that moment that changed my life. And it was these products, and it was the passion, and it was the drive to change lives. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk to you a little bit about tonight, is just how to get in that mindset to push your business as far as it can go. And there's really 4 things I'm going to talk to you about. And I'm totally a teacher, so I'm going to share my screen. But what I did want to tell you, I'm not a teacher anymore. I ended up telling my principal my 1 year mark. So it was March of 2016. I ended up telling my principal I'm done. And it was a really good feeling. And now I work out of this little basement, so it's cool. But anyway, so really tonight I want to talk about keeping it simple. Can you see my screen? Cool. And for me, simplicity is everything. I don't try to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes I find myself really doing busy work, scrolling, making these cute posts, creating, playing on my website for too long, just this, that, and another thing. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, I did nothing today. Ashley, go back to the basics. And we all see ourselves fall into these, fall into those habits. So I really just want to remind you guys that this business is so effing simple. It's just not easy in the sense that you have to do it every single day. So these couple things that I'm going to talk about, just having to do them every single day. And you are going to wake up one morning and be like, damn, my business has exploded. And you're going to blow yourself away. It's like those little baby steps to build a mountain. The first one is just having a vision. So not talking like, oh, I think one day I want to try to retire, or maybe one day I think I want to have $50 extra a month. No, it's like, what the hell are you going to do? And you're going to set yourself in that spot. So for me, I fell out of love with teaching. Straight up, I fell in love with this business and I fell out of love with teaching. And I told myself I will fire my boss in 1 year from now, or whatever my date was. And you have to have the vision enough to really believe in it. You have to have a vision and say to yourself, I will make it happen. So for me, I hate where I live. I love my little house. I hate living in Maryland. We live right outside of Baltimore. I am 8 hours away from my family. And I say to myself, I will move into my dream house in Rochester, New York by 2019. And it's going to happen because I'm going to be able to pay all cash for a house, right? But that's something that I know is going to happen because I work my butt off every single day to make it happen. And even if your dreams aren't that big, or they should be, but even if you have a vision as small as you want to make enough money to pay for your Shakeology every month, tell yourself, you will do it this month. I will make enough money this month to pay my Shakeology, $100. And it's not about what it's going to take to get there, but having the vision, knowing it's going to happen, will make you work so much harder every day. Of course, those baby steps to get there are important, but really just believing in yourself is huge. And I actually made a video, and I made all my girls do it as well. Set your phone up and make a video talking like you're talking to for me, I was the future Ashley. I sat here and I said everything that I wanted to accomplish by 2019. I talked about my dream cars. I talked about my dream kitchen. I talked about retiring my dad, because that's one of my biggest things. And just silly things that burn deep in my heart. Speak like you are in the future and really crave those things for yourself, because the more you crave and have that fire in the belly, the harder you will work in this business. And Amy Reelman actually posted today. Last night she was at a Super Bowl party. I don't know if any of you read it, but last night she was at a Super Bowl party, and this guy was there who has been building his restaurant business for 2 years. He's put almost $100,000 in this business, and he has yet to break even, and he doesn't think he will break even for another 2 years. But he works his ass off because he has invested $200,000 and because it's his business. Now, we don't have to invest $100,000 into this business, but it's your business. It's your business to invest the time in. That's what's so cool about multi-level marketing, that we can build this thing and race it to the finish line much quicker than businesses where you have to, like my boyfriend owns 2 businesses, and he has to invest so much time, so much money, so much commitment into it. And I see him struggle all day long, and I'm like, it's so cool that we have this opportunity. And sometimes I'm like, babe, just do it with me. But he's got his own thing going on. But it's really, really cool, and we can't take that for granted. We have something at our fingertips, and so many people let it slip through their fingertips because they don't have enough invested into it. When really up here, we have to have that vision. Our vision is invested in it. And for me, my dream home and retiring my dad, that's what we're working toward. So really burning deep in your belly, that vision. Good with that? Can we move on? Cool. Getting out of the employee mindset, and this kind of goes hand in hand with having that vision, is it's your business. It's your dreams, your goals. You don't have a boss to clock into. You don't have someone trickling down rules and regulations. You don't have to wait for anyone to show up. I'm just reading off of my thing. You don't have to clock out when the time is up. You don't get paid based off of a contract. You do not work hard for someone else's enjoyment. This is for you. So for me, going back to, I'm assuming a lot of you work a full-time job, going back to when I was a full-time teacher and I was a full-time grad student, I would have to, when I would leave work, I had an hour-long commute. The second I got into my car, I would plug in my personal development, and I was an entrepreneur. That second that I got into my car, I was taking the time. I was, when you answer your messages, you just have to really treat it and find that passion. Like, but if we had that passion and the mindset that we invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into this business, there would be so many successful coaches in Beachbody. It's just about getting that click of, wow, this is meaningful. This is something that I want forever. And so just transferring from employee to entrepreneur. So with that being said, you have to know your schedule. When you're in your employee mindset, somebody else makes your schedule for you. When you're in your entrepreneur mindset, you're building a schedule. You're building a plan. And so ask yourself, so for me, I write, so on my big board behind me, I have everything written out, and I just kind of built this for you guys. But so now this looks much different than when I was teaching, but I know exactly when I wake up. I know exactly when I used to drive to work, when I would take my lunch break, when I would walk into the door, because all those little times are gaps, all those little gaps of times are opportunities for you to be working your business, or for you to really take advantage of your day so you're not wasting pockets of time. So when I was teaching, I actually wasn't able to work my business at all because we were really tight on data on my dad's phone plan, and my principal actually blocked Facebook from us. So I had to get my PD done on my drive to work and my drive home. And then when I got home from work, I had to shut everything off, and I call it FIT, focused intense time, for an hour and a half. Then I was done for the night. So knowing when you're going to sit down on your computer, knowing when you're going to get your workout done, when you're going to do your Shakeology, when you're going to read your personal development, these are things that you should have written down and instilled in your schedule so they happen every single day. And this is definitely something I need to work on now that I work from home. I wake up whenever the sun comes up, and then some days I'll read my personal development first. Some days I'll do this, that, and that's something I'm working on. But really developing a schedule for yourself so that at the end of the day, you don't have to say, okay, what didn't I do today? It'll already be strictly in place. This is what I accomplished. This is what I didn't accomplish. And you'll find that your business will start growing once you do the little things consistently every single day. So making time to work out, making time to read your personal development, making time for your power hours, etc. And then within knowing your own schedule is building your to-do list. So within your FIT, your focused intense time, what are you going to do? You're not just going to scroll on social media. You're not just going to play around in your Coach Online office, right? You want to really do the most that you can in that short amount of time that you have. If you only have 45 minutes a day, you better work your butt off in those 45 minutes to get the most important things done first, right? So I'm sure you're something like me and you don't love sending invites. We do have to understand that invites are the most important thing, and the bigger picture is helping people. So inviting them to the journey and inviting them to our challenge groups is essential. But for me, I don't love sending invites. So I get them done first. When I sit down for my focused intense time in the morning, as soon as I'm done with my workout, I get my invites done. So this is my to-do list. And I usually take a nap at 2 o'clock. I try not to anymore, but I usually do take a nap at 2 o'clock. I get my invites done first. And I'm going to run through this with you guys because I don't know if you know the way that I do it, but it'll be a nice little something extra. So ABC message invites is the first thing I do. And it's so simple. You can do it from your couch. You can do it from the toilet. You can literally do it from anywhere. If you open up the messenger option on your phone, if you have a smartphone, or I think you have to have a smartphone, but if you open up your smartphone in the messenger app, on the bottom, there's home, calls, groups, and people. If you click people, you have an ABC order list of everybody in your friends list. So I have mine organized from last name. So I have everybody. So today I invited everybody with the last name that begins with H. So there's a lot of people with the last name H. There's got to be 50 to 60 people. But it's so easy because they're right there. All you have to do is click their name, see what your last message was, Sometimes you can copy and paste something in, or you can just engage in conversation, see where you left off last time, and then send message, go to the next person. You're not having to search around on social media, check names off, do this, that, and another thing. It's all right here. And what's really cool about this is if you cover one letter a day, you will have talked to every single person in your friends list in the matter of a month. That's incredible. A lot of my girls like to do 2 letters every day for the first 2 weeks of the month, and then the last 2 weeks of the month, they follow up with those people. Hey, did I catch you at a good time? Or, hey, just checking with you. What did you think of my last message, or something like that? But that method is really awesome. So that's the first thing I do is my ABC messages. Second thing I do is checking and posting in groups. This is huge. There are so many coaches on my team that are not active in groups. So when they sign a coach, their coaches are not active in groups. And when they sign a challenger, their challengers are not active in groups. Therefore, they don't become coaches. So if you want to duplicate your success, which is really kind of like the bread and butter of this business, what you want to do is duplicate your success. That's where the big money is. Be active in groups every single day. I'm a huge lover of the Challenge Tracker app. So I am on the Challenge Tracker app sending quotes, answering. Whenever somebody posts their Shakeology, I say yum, or whenever somebody posts their workout, something, look at that sweat glisten, or just something. You want to engage. The more you engage in content on your challengers and your coaches, the more they're going to do the same thing. The more they're going to show up and be present in your challenge groups. And if they're present in challenge groups, when you send them that invite to become a coach, they're going to already have the basic skills learned. And that's how you grow amazing coaches, is by developing that within your challenge groups. So definitely posting in groups. The next thing is adding friends on Facebook and Instagram. I try to add 30 people on Facebook and Instagram every day. So on Facebook, what I do is I go to so let's just say in my brain, I know my friend Heather is in my target market. So my target market is roughly between 20 and 30 girls who have a full-time job, but maybe they are looking for something more. But I can usually judge them by their picture. So I'll go to Heather's Facebook. What else? Actually, I'll just show you. I'm going to share my screen one more time. This is what I do. I go to my Facebook. Let's just say Heather's really my best friend, so I'm not going to really go to her because we have all mutual friends. But let's say I'm going to go to Heather's Facebook, okay? And I'll click, we have a ton of mutual friends, but I would click her friends, and I would scroll past all of our mutual friends. Oh, goodness, I should probably pick, okay, let me pick somebody else. Let me pick this girl. I'm going to go to her friends. We have much less mutual friends. So I can scroll past everybody we have mutual friends with, and now you'll see all the people that we don't have mutual friends with. So I will go through these people and look at people that I want to be my friend. So I will just by judging them, you can see I already sent some friend requests, just by looking at their picture, who do I think would be in my tribe? So I would just click add friends. Obviously, I'm only going to do girls. That was just a baby that popped up. Okay. And so on. And I would just do that 30 for 30 people. Okay. Same kind of idea on my Instagram. On Instagram, I would go to somebody that follows me. I don't know if you guys are Instagram users, but I would go to somebody who follows me on my Instagram. And then I would go to people who follow them. And I will add 30 people, and I'll just count 1, 2, 3, 4 until I get to 30. Okay. Easy way to get people to start following you. A lot of people won't follow you back. A lot of people won't accept you to be a friend, but you're finding people to attract, because you guys are obviously posting such authentic content that you're adding value to people's lives. So you want to share that. The more friends you have, the more people following you, the more eyes you're having on you, which is awesome, which will be more lives changed in the long run. So you definitely want to be making sure you're adding new friends. One top coach video. When I started, I skipped sending hey girls. So when I have people who accept my friend request, I'll go into my recently added button on Facebook and then just send them a hey girl. Hey girl, thanks so much for adding me. You seem really awesome, and I love meeting new people, sending positive vibes your way. Don't interrogate them. I don't ask them a ton of questions. I just send positive vibes. It lays that foundation to a strong relationship. And now later, when I come across their name, my ABC messages, I will see that we've already built a relationship based on that first message, based on that first positive vibes I sent them. So when I send them an invite, it won't be so random, right? It won't be so weird. We would have already laid that foundation. And then the next thing is sending a top coach or watching one top coach video. When I was a new coach, I used to love doing this, and I still do it every single day. Whether it's a top coach video or it's a podcast, I really love Josh Coates. He has his own podcast, and he is amazing. He is just a Beachbody coach, kind of like motivational speaker. He's incredible. So if you're looking for a podcast to listen to on your way to work, look him up, Josh Coates. But watching top coach videos really has always inspired me because I love their passion and I love their energy. It's really gotten me to kind of grow that passion as well. Messaging people who like your previous posts, checking in with challengers, coaches, sending happy birthdays, recognizing one person in my life. And then, of course, do not skip out on this. Do not skip out on your own life. Working out, drinking your Shakeology, reading your personal development, and posting. If you are not in a program right now, if you're not in a workout program right now, you better get off of this call and go find a calendar, print it out, and start a workout program tomorrow. If you are not drinking your Shakeology every day, I don't know what the heck you're doing, but make sure you're drinking your Shakeology every day. Make sure you are reading a book every single day or listening to something every day and then posting on social media, of course. And then the last thing is just lather, rinse, and repeat. Do it over and over and over again every single day. It's the little things every day that is going to add up to this amazing network, this amazing business. And the more you do it, the more passion you're going to grow. So remind yourself of your vision daily, do your to-do list daily, have control over your schedule, make time for you, and trust the process. You will blow yourself away. And Matt, I talked really fast. I usually talk really fast, but that's all I have. Is Kerri still on? Oh.
Awesome. Hey, sorry. Unmuted.
Did you get kicked off?
I did get kicked off for a hot second there, but I am back. I took a ton of notes. I don't know if you guys did too. Some of us were kind of texting each other of like, oh, that's such a good idea. That's so cool. I definitely hadn't gone in and done the like ABC Messenger invites. And I usually find most of my friends like through groups. So the idea of choosing someone who's like kind of your target market and finding some mutual friends is something that I definitely am going to put into effect tomorrow. What about you guys? You guys have any questions for Ashley?
Another thing on that, Facebook lets you, so when you're doing, I used to always add in groups, but Facebook would like stop you after a couple of them. But if you have a couple mutual friends, you can add 30 in a row. So that's why I started going to somebody else who I have mutual friends with, because I know I'll always at least have one mutual friend with them, and Facebook won't block you.
Okay. Very.
Yep. Did Chad have any questions? Josh Coates challenged two of our coaches, Lisa and Kerri, to hit Diamond by Summit. If they do, he's going to take a picture with our team wearing tutu. Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah. Amanda, you're from Rochester? You are? That's so funny. How did you guys find each other?
I'm not from Rochester. I'm actually from near Bergen.
In New York?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like a half hour away.
Wait, what's it called?
Bergen.
Oh, I don't know where that is. Is it like toward Buffalo?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
I went to college in Buffalo.
You know where Batavia is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's between Batavia and, that's my son. It's between Batavia and Rochester. So.
Oh, yay. I hope to be back there so soon. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah. I have a ton of coaches out there. You should team up with my coaches and go to Super Saturday. All my coaches.
I always do Super Saturday in Rochester.
You do?
At the Radisson. Yeah, I went not this past month because I totally forgot about it. But the one before that, it was my first one. And I was like super nervous, but like everyone there talked to me. Everyone was like so nice.
Aww. Yeah. Well, we'll have to team up. We're actually going to the Syracuse one. I'm flying home for the Syracuse one, unless I get into DC's Market Council. I just applied for the DC Market Council. So if I get it, I have to. But fun.
That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Any more questions?
Well, still on here. If you guys are on phones and stuff, you guys can send questions through the little chatty guy. Looks like Julia's on here, Shelby. Are we frozen? Oh no.
Then the next day when they accept me, I'll send my hey girls. So for you, you can just be like, hey man, what's up? And then not everybody answers, but because we have that mutual friend, and then I send them that like, hey, sending positive vibes your way. I would say about 20 of the 30 people accept my request, and then about 50% of the 20 people who accept my request usually message me back and say, wow, you're so sweet. You really needed that positivity today. But you're not interrogating them. You're just sending them positive vibes, which is really cool. And a lot of people like that. So,
Ashley, could you talk a little bit more about, you said that you hate invites, and we've got definitely some other people on the team who kind of feel that same way. Like it's just super, super uncomfortable. So can you talk about like, when you say that you do that first, what aspect of that are you doing first, and why are you doing it first?
So when I say I hate invites, I'm just kind of saying like, it's almost like it's really a numbers game. I feel like I try to be as personal as possible within invites. But at the end of the day, it's just kind of like, oh, hi, puppy. It's kind of like, well, who's going to answer my invite, right? And you're just kind of, it's like a waiting game. But for me, I get my ABC messages done in the morning. So I'm sending anywhere from like 20 to 50 messages every single morning. But that seems like a big number, but when you're doing the ABC method, it really goes by super quick. So what I'm doing is I'm just sending them a message, and like today's message was super simple. It's just saying, I just said, hey girlfriend, not sure if you saw, but I'm running a February challenge. Would you be down to do 30 days with me? And it's just like so brief. And because I'm so consistent posting on social media, I know that they've probably seen that. Or if they haven't seen it, they can click my profile, and one of my first posts will either be about like a fitness post or a meal planning post or something like that. So if you are definitely confident that you're posting on social media, just say, hey, don't know if you saw, or hey, don't know if you saw my last post, but because that will bring them to your profile and they'll be able to see that. It'll almost like remind them. Or if you really want, or even if you did post on social media and you don't want to say, hey, I don't know if you saw this, just say, hey girlfriend, or hey man, not sure what your plan is for February, but would you be down to do a 30-day challenge with me? Or sometimes I say, hey girlfriend, not sure what your plan is for February, but if you got a meal and workout plan, would you be down to do a challenge with me? Short and sweet.
But these are people who are already friends with you, right? These are people who you've already, they're watching you. These aren't like first time you message somebody.
No.
Right.
I will have always, they're either in my warm market people, I've already either follow-ups of people or people who I've already sent that hey girl to. And when I say a hey girl, just kind of laid that like foundation. Now, I will never cold message somebody, hey, want to do a challenge with me? There's no trust there. Maybe they've seen some posts, unless they've liked or commented on a post. And I've never sent them a hey girl. If there's like the grace period between me sending them a hey girl and then liking my post, I'll shoot them a message and say, hey, thanks so much for showing me love. Not sure what you're doing throughout February, but would you be down to do this with me? But I get so many cold invites every day that it's like disgusting to me. So just make sure you're building trust with them first. Ask them questions and don't word vomit. When they're interested, ask them questions. What kind of goals do they want? A confused mind says no. So really help them understand what you have to offer, understand what their goals are so that you can show them what you have, like the value that you can add to their lives.
So you're saying that sometimes we have a tendency to kind of give too much information at the beginning, as soon as someone gets excited, so slow down.
Right. Especially if like, you can't only tell so much from a Facebook profile. So if one girl, so for me, my main goal, and the majority of people that I talk to want to lose weight, right? But there are some women I talk to that are not looking to lose weight. They are either trying to gain weight or just maintain. So finding out what their goals are before you tell them what you have to offer. So when I say we have this portion meal planning program, process, people who are looking to gain weight, that might not be super, even though it will help them, it's not something they want to hear right from the get-go, right? So really just finding out once they say, yeah, I'm interested, well, what are your February goals? What would you be happy seeing yourself accomplish this month? Something like that. So then you can say, okay, well, based on those goals, you would really love our Shakeology superfoods. They're packed full of this, that, and another thing. Are you a morning workout? Just really asking questions and getting down to the nitty gritty.
Awesome. Any other questions for Ashley? I know she is going to be running her own team call tonight, and sometimes I like to hijack that, jump on there with them and listen in. A lot of so some of the scripts that are in our files tab, if you ever see anything that says Team Elevate or you're looking for our already typed up version of what she's telling us about the Hey Girls and all of that, where it says Team Elevate scripts, those are all Ashley's team scripts. And so you guys can definitely access those or shoot her friend request, shoot her messages.
Yeah. I'm more than happy to help.
Thank you so much for getting out with us.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys, for having me. Have a great night.
See ya in Punta Cana.
Couple months. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thanks.
Anyone? Okay, let's go ahead and stop the recording.